वेलकम टू प्रहार आईएएस। आज हम देखेंगे इम्पॉर्टेंट जजमेंट्स ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट फॉर प्रीलिम्स 2021 पार्ट 2, जिसमें हमारा पहला टॉपिक होगा सबरीमाला केस और दूसरा टॉपिक होगा अयोध्या वर्डिक्ट। तो आइए शुरू करते हैं सबरीमाला केस। तो सबरीमाला केस में सबसे पहले हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट को देखेंगे। इन अ 4-1 मेजॉरिटी डिसीजन द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑन September 28, 2018 लिफ्टेड द बैन which it termed as a violation of women's rights to practice religion. Former Chief Justice Deepak Misra, Justice A.M. Khanwilkar, Justice Rohinton, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud concurred with other, while Indu Malhotra dissented, said that the courts should not determine which religious practices should be struck down or not. अब थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं सबरीमाला टेम्पल के बारे में। द सबरीमाला टेम्पल इज इन केरला in a shrine to Lord Ayappa. It had an age-old tradition of not allowing women between the age of 10 and 50 years to enter the premises. The reason is the women who fall in the menstruating age group were considered to be impure, so they are not allowed in the temple premises. Now see a quote: "In a theater of life, it seems man has put the autograph, and there is no space for a woman even to put her signature. Patriarchy in religion cannot be allowed to trump right to pray and practice religion, and to treat women as children of lesser god is to blink at the constitution. Restriction on women in religious places are not limited to Sabrimala alone and are prevalent in other religions too. The issue of entry of women into mosque and agyari could also be taken by the larger bench. Both sections of same religion group have a right to freely profess, practice and propagate their religious belief as being an integral part of their religion by virtue of Article 25 of the Constitution. Devotion cannot be subjected to gender discrimination." Now see the present situation. In 2019, 5-judge bench of Supreme Court referred review pleas in the Sabrimala temple, issued a large 7-bench member. In 3-2 majority verdict, 2 judges stuck to their earlier stand of 2018 judgment, quashing the custom which barred entry of women between age of 10 and 50 years. The split decision came on 55 petition, 56 review petition for fresh writ petition and 5 transfer pleas, which were filed after the apex court verdict on September 28, 2018 sparked violent protest in Kerala. Recently, a 9-judge constitution bench of Supreme Court upheld the decision of Sabrimala review bench to refer to a large bench question on the ambit and scope of religious freedom practiced by multiple faiths across the country. The bench also framed 7 questions on law, which the 9-judge bench would decide now. These are: first one is, what is the scope and ambit of religious freedom under 25? What is the interplay between religious freedom and right of religious denomination under Article 26? Whether religious denomination are subjected to fundamental right? What is the definition of morality used in Article 25 and 26? What is the ambit and scope of judicial review of Article 25? What is the meaning of phrase section of Hindu under Article 25, Clause 2b? Whether a person not belonging to a religious group can question the practice belief of that group in a PIL petition? अब आइए थोड़ा देखते हैं अंडरस्टैंडिंग द आर्ग्यूमेंट अगेंस्ट द टेम्पल एंट्री। अब टेम्पल एंट्री के अगेंस्ट में क्या क्या आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं? अकॉर्डिंग टू द 2 वुमेन ग्रुप, पीपल ऑफ धर्मा एंड चेतना, अयप्पा इन सबरीमाला इज अ celibate and his individual rights should be protected under Article 25 of the Constitution. It was argued that rule is not discriminatory, for it is neither based on misogyny nor menstrual impurity. Rather, Ayappa's celibacy is a fundamental character of the temple. मुद्दा ये है कि अयप्पा जो उस टेम्पल के भगवान हैं वो सेलिबेसी के फॉर्म में, यानी कि ब्रह्मचर्य के फॉर्म में है, जो उनका इंडिविजुअल फंडामेंटल राइट है। रिलीजियस कम्युनिटी डिनोमिनेशन शुड डिसाइड व्हाट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट एन एसेंशियल रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिस. इट शुड नॉट बी डिसाइडेड बाय द जज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर पर्सनल व्यू पॉइंट्स. अब एक आर्ग्यूमेंट इसमें यह भी है कि कुछ जजेस डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते हैं कि कौन मंदिर में जाएगा कौन नहीं जाएगा. ये रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिसेस का मामला है, तो जजेस के व्यू पॉइंट्स इसमें केयर नहीं किए जाएंगे. Such points should certainly be considered as they lead to a conclusion that in a secular democratic state, religious orthodoxy should be protected just like other freedom, as long as such orthodoxy is not oppressive towards other fundamental values. By determining which particular practice or custom is essential or integral to a religion, the court enters into the realm of theology, thus leading to judicial overreach and leaving its world of laws and constitutional right. Now see, according to the Travancore Devaswam Board, prohibition is not because of male chauvinism. It is linked to the penance and character of the deity. Women accept the prohibition. It is not imposed on them. हालांकि त्रावणकोर देसावम बोर्ड का कहना है कि ये वुमेन के खिलाफ नहीं है, वुमेन वहाँ की वुमेन भी इसको एक्सेप्ट करती है, ये उन पे इम्पोज नहीं है कि उस मंदिर में नहीं जाना है, क्योंकि ये अयप्पा भगवान का कैरेक्टर है कि उन्होंने सेलिबेसी के फॉर्म में खुद को रखा है। नाउ सी, अकॉर्डिंग टू द जस्टिस इंदू मल्होत्रा फ्रॉम द 5 bench judge, court should not interfere unless if there is any aggrieved person from the section of religion or if a tradition is a pernicious, oppressive or a social evil. Now few points to decode. The ruling of Supreme Court has attracted praise as well as criticism. Two ideas that lay at the fundamental of the Indian Constitution, equality and second one is secularism, that have been brought to bear during this debate. Secularism, however, is understood differently in India than it is in Europe or United States. It does not focus on separation of church and state. In Hinduism, there is no church to separate the state from, and the same more or less applies to Indian Islam as well. While there is a more than one interception of idea of secularism in India, it is often understood that the state should treat all religious community in the same way. It should in other way keep equidistance. But what is the more secular approach? Now come to the conclusion. It may seem that in case where equality and secularism come into conflict, a democratic state should put equality first, and if the right of citizen would come into conflict with the right of communities, former should be given primacy. इसका निष्कर्ष ये है कि अगर इक्वालिटी एंड सेकुलरिज्म यानी कि समानता और धर्मनिरपेक्षता के बीच अगर कन्फ्लिक्ट आ जाए, विवाद आ जाए, तो उसमें सबसे पहले प्रायोरिटी जो है वो इक्वालिटी को देनी चाहिए. यूजिंग अ कम्युनिटी एज अ लीगल डिनोमिनेशन विल ऑलवेज रिमेन प्रॉब्लमैटिक if the state want to secure equal rights of all citizens, while the communities retain different customs. At the same time, however, an absolute realization of such attempts certainly does not mean large-scale interference of a state in the existence of conservative community. I hope you understand the Sabrimala case. और इस वीडियो के बाद मैं इसका PDF लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में डाल दूंगा या फिर टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में भी डाल दूंगा, ताकि आप आसानी से पढ़ के और समझ सकते हैं. Now come to the second case, Ayodhya verdict. The center was directed November 2019 by 5-member bench headed by former CJI Ranjan Gogoi to form within given time a trust, and the time is 3 months, which will build a temple at the disputed site in Ayodhya. Supreme Court directed the center to allot 5-acre plot to the Sunni Waqf Board for building a mosque. Now see the issue in brief. The section of Hindus claim that the disputed land in the present-day Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh, is a site of Rama's birthplace, where the Babri Masjid once stood. The mosque was constructed during 1528 to 29 by demolishing the Hindu shrine by Mir Baqi, a commander of the Mughal Emperor Babur. The political, historical and socio-religious debate over the history and location of the Babri Mosque and the whether a previous temple was demolished or modified to create it is known as Ayodhya dispute. In 1992, the demolition of Babri Masjid by Hindu nationalists triggered widespread Hindu-Muslim violence. Since then, the archaeological excavation has indicated the presence of temple beneath the mosque rubble. But whether the structure was a Rama shrine or a temple at all remains disputed. Now see the verdict in detail. The Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid land title case was awarded in favor of the deity of Lord Ram, who was held to be a juristic person. The court directed that the dispute 2.7 acre land is to be handed over to the trust formed by the central government, and the trust should be formed in 3 months, as directed by Supreme Court. This trust will build a temple on the disputed property. The Muslim party is to be given a 5-acre piece of land either by the central government out of the acquired land or by the government of Uttar Pradesh within the city of Ayodhya. The court also directed that the center will within 3 months form the scheme of setting a board for a trust which will formulate rules and powers for the construction of temple. The possession of inner and outer courtyard is to be handed over to the trust for management and development of the temple. A statutory receiver will be possession of the land till completion of the scheme. The court directed the state and center to act in consultation with each other to adhere to the order of the court and for formulation and maintenance of the trust. Now see some facts related to the case. In 1934, a right took place in Ayodhya. Hindu demolished a portion of the structure disputed site. The portion was rebuilt by the Britishers. On July 1, 1989, a suit was filed by former Allahabad High Court Judge Devki Nandan Agarwal as a next friend or Ram Lalla Virajman before civil judge in Faizabad. It prayed that the whole site be handed to the Ram Lalla for the construction of new temple. In 1989, Shia Waqf Board also filed suit become a defendant in the case. On October 7 and 10, 1991, the BJP state government acquired premises in dispute along with some adjoining areas, that is total 2.77 acre of land, to develop it for tourism purpose under the Land Acquisition Act. And again the acquisition was challenged by the Muslim through 6 writ petition. The acquisition was quashed by the High Court on December 11. On December 6, 1992, the mosque was demolished despite interim order passed by the Supreme Court and High Court. In July 2003, the Allahabad High Court ordered excavation at the disputed site. Now, the Archaeological Survey of India did excavation and submitted its report on 22 August 2003. In its report, ASI said that there was a massive structure beneath the disputed structure and there were artifacts of Hindu pilgrimage. On September 30, 2010, a 3-judge bench of Justice Dharamveer Sharma, Justice Sudhir Agarwal and Justice S.U. Khan of Allahabad High Court gave its judgment in the title suit. It divided the disputed land into 3 parts, giving one each to Ram Lalla, Nirmohi Akhada and Sunni Waqf Board. All the parties, that is Ram Lalla Virajman, Sunni Waqf Board and Nirmohi Akhada, appealed in the Supreme Court against the Allahabad High Court judgment. Now see Article 142 that is invoked by Supreme Court to give land for a mosque. The Supreme Court implicitly referring to the demolition of Babri Masjid at the disputed site said that it was invoking Article 142 to ensure that a wrong committed must be remedied. Article 142 clause 1 state that the Supreme Court in the exercise of its jurisdiction may pass such decree or may make such order as is necessary for doing complete justice in any cause or matter pending before it, and any decree so passed or order so made shall be enforceable throughout the territory of India in such manner as may be prescribed by or under any law made by the Parliament, until provision in that belief is so made in such manner as the President may by order prescribe. I hope you understand both the issues. अगर आपको वीडियो थोड़ा सा भी इन्फॉर्मेटिव लगा तो सब्सक्राइब करें एंड लाइक करें. And thanks for watching and stay connected with us for the third part.